everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing another booktube video for you all. I'm going to be doing my March wrap up, and usually I try and do my TBR and my wrap up together, but I read way more books in March than were on my TBR video, so I'm gonna try and be quick and get through these. So let's get started. The first book that I have is The Many Lives of Marilyn Monroe, and I DNF'd this. It is way more analytical than I thought, and I think I'm going to just save this until the summertime. I think I really need to sit down and read it. It's like a very psychological book. It's very heavy, it's very dense, so yeah, I want to take my time and really dig into this, so I will be reading this later on. The next book is Solaris, which I have not finished yet. I don't have to present on it until April 3rd. So I am just reading like 40 pages a day. I kind of got bogged down with some other schoolwork, so I'm only on page 52. But 52 pages in, if I could DNF this book, I would. This book is terrible. Oh my god, it's awful. And I don't like to slam books because everybody has their own opinion. But it is so boring. Like, they give you a little bit of suspense and you think something exciting is going to happen. You think you kind of know. But I think they only pepper it in so that you, like, keep reading. I'm just not a sci-fi fan, so maybe that's part of my problem. But this, not a fan. So, have to keep reading it. I will finish it. But as of right now, I would rather not. Next, we have Bombshells United Volume 2. This is War Bonds. This was super fast-paced. Usually the Bombshells can get kind of slow, but they dealt with some deep stuff in this one. This one focused mainly on Batwoman, and World War II is over, and they are fighting in Spain, and they are fighting against... It's basically more just about fighting fascist governments. That's all what these are about. So it's still historical, but they are fighting Black Adam in Spain, and you get to learn a little bit about Shazam, which is timely because of the new movie coming out, and no Wonder Woman in this one, really. It's just really focused on Batwoman and some other villains that disappeared and are reappearing, which is super fun. Next, we have the DC Rebirth Harley Quinn #2. Again, another one that deals with like some very serious stuff. Lots of twists and turns, very Harley. This one was super violent and like even more sexual. I mean, like, Harley is a pretty sexualized character and everything, but like this one, I was like, it was good, it was great, the stories were great. I really like the direction that they took Harley in this one, standing up for herself and following intuition, and just still being really campy and fun, but also like badass as usual. The next book I read, I'm going to jabber on about. It is The Wicked Deep. I now understand the love affair that Booktube has with this book, because I read this book in 18 hours. I'm obsessed. I want to read it again, like right now. I will read this book again. I thought I knew what was going to happen, and God, was I wrong. And I was wrong in the best ways possible, but I was so upset when it was over. And I keep saying, like, oh, I really want to read, like, one-off books. Like, I don't want to keep buying books that are a series because that gets expensive. And I need more of this. Like, I don't know if Shane Earnshaw has read, or Shay, sorry, not Shane. Shay Earnshaw has written any more books. If they have, please let me know down below, because I would like to read more of her stuff. My heart, like, Penny and Bo make me so happy. And, like, that's not a spoiler. Like, you can figure that out from the first 10 seconds. But just, like, the last, like, 40 pages. I was like, what? What? Ooh, it was so beyond good, and the twists and the turns were so elegantly done because they just happened. There wasn't like a, oh, I know what's gonna happen, like I can see where this is leading. No, like they just happened, and you're like, why? Like, how did this happen, or whatever. I can't put it into words. Just read it. That's my recommendation. Just read it. So I did read 2 books that weren't on my TBR, and one of them was A Danger to Herself and Others. I read this book in 2 days. Not even, like a day and a half. Oh my god, it was so good. Some people said that they found the descriptions of mental health to be problematic. I didn't see it that way. Obviously, I am not someone who struggles with the particular. I'm not going to tell you what she has, because that kind of ruins the book for you. But I'm someone who struggles with mental health. I've never been put in a psychiatric facility, thankfully. So I think in that, and even in the author's note, do not read the author's note until you're done with the book. She says, like, she took some liberties with how she portrayed it. Like, it's very old style asylum structure, with like a little bit of new sprinkled in. So basically in this book, Hannah is put in an asylum because there is an accident that basically her roommate in the summer program falls out a window, and her roommate's parents are saying she was pushed. Hannah's saying it was an accident, she fell, she didn't, you know, they were just messing around. Like, kind of find out that there's a boy involved, so maybe Hannah did push her. It is an unreliable narrator story, so if you don't like that, you're not gonna like this. But you kind of find out that Hannah's mental struggles are something that's just kind of come on as she is getting to college age, which happens with a lot of people. You find out that her parents are total and complete jerks. Like, if I wanted to be non-ad friendly, I would use a different word. Like, this, I connected with Hannah in some aspects. She's an only child. She is struggling with mental health. She, you know, grew up a little bit faster than other kids, not because she had a bad life, but because she was always around adults. But her circumstances are so different than mine. But her parents are wealthy, so they just kind of give her everything, and she's never really had to work for anything. But long story short, it's a great read. It's under 400 pages. And there's some legal aspects in it. There's some drama. There's some suspense. There's some I don't know what's going on. And it's good stuff. So I suggest reading this one. So the last book I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to go a little bit in depth with. This is The Room on Rue. I don't know how to pronounce it in French anymore, okay? I forgot all my French, but this is the book right here. This book had me in pieces. I read it in 3 days, mainly because it's so long. If I could read faster, it would have been like a day. I had to force myself to stop reading. It's all about World War II. So, Ruby is an American student. She leaves America to go be with her husband, who is French. She meets him in America, and then they move back to France, and she's living with him. And World War II starts, and basically she's just treated like a woman of the time. Like, she has no idea what's going on, but she's incredibly smart and politically minded. Her husband starts to treat her very bad, and but he's just very distant, and he's not there in times of need. I am gonna put a trigger warning on this because it kind of comes out of nowhere. There is a pretty graphic, I wouldn't say graphic. Graphic is a bad word. It's not graphic. A pretty intense miscarriage in this. So for some people that may be very hard to read about. So I just want to put that in there, that this does talk about miscarriage in depth. You find out her husband is hiding pilots in the wall of their apartment building. and they are part of the French Resistance. They're getting these British pilots healthy and getting them back to Britain, and Ruby's husband is executed by the Nazis because they find out what he's doing. In turn, Ruby continues his work even though everyone tells her she can't do it because she's a woman. She's like, nah, I'm doing it. I need to do something in this war to feel like I tried to stop the horrible things going on. She continues that, and she meets Thomas, who is a pilot, and they develop like a relationship together. Then you have Charlotte in here, who's the little girl that lives next door, and she is Jewish. Her parents get sent to the camp, so she lives with Ruby. There's a lot that goes on in this book, but come to find out, I read the author's note, this is like based on a true story. Like, some of it isn't real, but some of it is. This woman lived in Virginia. She died in 1997 at the age of 87. Like, just so cool that, like, someone kind of did this to a point. Like, the love story, I don't know how true it is, but at the end of this book, it is so tragic. I cried uncontrollably because I was so upset it was over. But if you read this and you get to the end, you will have, hopefully you have the same reaction as me, because it gets me upset even thinking about it now. Then I'm gonna cry thinking about it. It was very upsetting, but so good. This book is like, I don't know if people read it on Booktube like years ago and I'm late to the party, but read it if you need a good cry. So that's it for the wrap up. You guys can see why I separated this. March was a good month of reading for me. Other than this sucks. But, oh well. You win some, you lose some. So that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed, even if you just got a good laugh about me getting upset about that book. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one.